Hey everybody, Steven here, and today I am doing a review for the Fray Fitness suspension trainer here. So I've outfitted most of my training studio with Fray Fitness stuff, and this is a must-have in my opinion for anybody that, whether you have a gym or a facility, or if you're just doing workouts on your own, or you're trying to essentially do workouts at home, this is going to give you the biggest bang for your buck, in my opinion. This is one of the pieces of equipment that will do that for you. So this is on their website for $36.95. That's awesome. This isn't incredibly expensive. For me, I'm usually looking at that depending on the piece of equipment, and this simply being under $50 is a huge deal because a lot of these, especially when you're looking at some of the ones where they market them very well, they're charging way too much in my opinion. I like TRX, but I don't think they're worth $200 when I can buy something that's basically the same. Now, the newer TRXs, they're a little bit different than these, but this essentially is one of their earlier models, which is one of their best ones, where they basically kind of found their niche and their design, and this looks exactly like that. Now, I actually did a review a couple years ago for something called a G-strap, which is a suspension trainer just like this. And the second I did the video, everybody was like, where's the link for it? Where's the link for it? And I put it in the description, but when you would go to it, it was gone. I tried hunting down the company, and for whatever reason, they just like up and disappeared. It was really weird. So that one was at the time too, the one when I bought it, I think it was like 50 or 60 bucks. And the fact that it just up and disappeared makes me think that they came into money problems, or it was maybe a patent infringement or something like that. I have no idea what happened, but they up and disappeared. And this is the exact same build. I would say this is actually slightly better quality, and I'll cover some of those things here in a second. But we will look at, I have it right here, and I'll bring it back out and I'll talk about the differences, but it's basically the exact same thing. And like I said, this is modeled after one of the early TRXs here. So you'll need about 7 to 9 feet if you're gonna hang it down from something. It has an extension piece to it that you can actually, I have mine tied off on this, but you can actually extend this out a lot further. So depending on what you're tying it off on, or if you're putting it on a door frame, you can have that extra length, which is really, really nice. Overall, like I said, the build quality is phenomenal. I love the clamps here. They feel solid. I love the teeth mechanism here. They hold this. I haven't had any of my clients or myself experience it where you're doing your movement, body rows, push-ups, leg movements, whatever it may be, and then it suddenly gives. I've never had that. For anybody that's curious as to, well, what's the weight limit? They don't give a weight limit on the website, but I can tell you I've had clients upwards of 400 pounds on this with zero trouble. So hopefully that helps give you at least a framework for how much this can actually handle here. The biggest thing with this over just the overall build quality and the whole thing here is actually the handles, and that's super important because the G-strap here has these kind of like foam material handles, and I don't like them. They feel comfortable, but you can tell that they're actually going to crack, and it's already cracked. It's going to eventually wear off, and then you're just left with whatever is underneath here, which is usually just a hard plastic. The rubber here, better quality. It's gonna last longer. It feels better, and it has a better grip in my opinion. So I love that they actually put the rubber grip on here, okay? Now they do have their logo right here on this rubber piece that just kind of covers up kind of one of the stitch areas here. This over time, honestly, is most likely going to break off on a long enough timeline. But the good news is it's just covering up this seam deal here. It's not vital to the equipment. So if that comes off, you don't have to worry about it. Now, the only complaint I would have with this is where you actually put your heels. It does have some padding. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more. The fact that it has anything is nice. A lot of these, I don't even know if this one came with it. Yeah, this one has a little bit on it, about the same amount, is nice. I've seen some that have zero, and those just rub your heel very, very raw, and I don't like that. I've also seen some of them that are plastic. I don't like that. It's the same thing. It just rubs the heel. So I would have liked to have seen that. It's not a deal breaker. It's nice that it has something. If it is an issue, you can always just take like a hand towel or something like that and put it on the heel if you needed to, but honestly, this is enough. Very, very minor complaint with that. So that's the only complaint. Back to the positives here. The door anchor, I love this style. It could be maybe a better material, but you're not too worried about this portion of it as long as it holds. TRX is gonna have one that's a little bit more solid, but I'm not doing anything crazy with this. Now, if my dog gets a hold of it or something, yeah, I understand it gets torn up, but it's other than that, nothing's gonna happen to it. My one recommendation with that is make sure you're closing the door to you. So I see people where they're closing the door and they'll put it, and it's actually pulling away from the frame instead of pulling to the frame. And because of that, you can see the door is being pulled away, and you're really just relying on basically where the locking mechanism goes in the door, because unfortunately, if you do weigh more and that decides to give a little bit, you may break that, or you may chip your door or something like that. So I want to close the door to me. I'll slide this all the way towards the hinges if I can, and I'll do it that way. So this is resting up against the frame and it's not pulling directly on the door. That's super important, okay? Now, it comes with the bag, which is nice, has their logo on it, really, really easy to just stuff this in there, and then it becomes something that you can travel with, and that is really the big upside. And that's why this is one of my pieces of equipment where I say it's super versatile. You can do a lot with it, and it's also small enough that you can travel with. So in my list of must-haves for anybody that's wanting to do a home gym or they need something that they can travel with. So that is it. I love this piece of equipment. I use it a ton, just used it today. Highly recommend it. They do have a 20% off code. It's BLK20 right now. You'll see that on their website. I'll make sure that is in the description box for you guys. I also have a code myself though. I'll make sure that pops up on screen. That gets you 8% off. You can't stack it, but if that code isn't available anymore and they don't have another code, you can use that, something to help you guys out. I don't get any kickback or anything like that, but I did reach out to the company. I said, hey, I want something for people. If I can do these videos and I can get them something, I'd really appreciate it. And they were very kind enough to give me that. So a lot of times though, you can actually just search, look at their social media pages, and you may find that they're doing a 10, 15% off sale just randomly throughout the year. So that usually helps. Because the downside with the company, because it is a newer company, is that they don't have free shipping. These products aren't on Amazon. You have to buy it from Fray Fitness. So it's gonna have to ship to you. You're gonna have to pay shipping. So really that discount that you get most likely covers the shipping. So in a sense, it kind of is shipping for free. And I think that's their roundabout way of doing that. So I'll make sure that stuff is in the description. If there's anything that I didn't cover, if there's any questions that you guys have on this, definitely let me know in the comment section. And if I can't answer it in kind of a written form, I'll do another video for you guys covering that if I need to. I am going to shoot some tutorial videos with this as well. Just, you don't need to use this particular one, but if you have a suspension trainer, very intro to start, and then if it gains traction, we may move on to more complex stuff that we can do with this as well, because it is one of the pieces of equipment that I do use a lot with my clients. So that is it, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, hit the like button for me. If you want to continue to follow along with all of my content, hit the subscribe button for me. Thanks so much for watching.